Next. All right, data types. Data types are the classifications we give to different kinds of data that we use in programming. In JavaScript, there are 7 fundamental data types. Number, any number including numbers with decimals 4, 8, 1516, 23.42. String, any grouping of characters on your keyboard, letters, numbers, spaces, symbols, etc. Surrounded by single quotes or double quotes. Though we prefer single quotes, some people like to think of string as a fancy word for text. Boolean. This data type only has 2 possible values, either true or false, without quotes. It's helpful to think of booleans as on and off switches, or as the answers to yes or no questions or question. Null. This data type represents the intentional absence of a value and is represented by the keyword null without quotes. Undefined. This data type is denoted by the keyword undefined without quotes. It also represents the absence of a value, though it has a different use than null. Symbol. A newer feature to the language. Symbols are unique identifiers, useful in more complex coding. No need to worry about these for now. Object. Collections of related data. The first 6 of those types are considered primitive data types. They are the most basic data types in the language. Objects are more complex, and you'll learn much more about them as you progress through JavaScript. At first, 7 types may not seem like that many, but soon you'll observe the world opens with possibilities once you start leveraging each one. As you learn more about objects, you'll be able to create complex collections of data. But before we do that, let's get comfortable with strings and numbers. Okay, so for instance, a string in single or double quotes, which is the yellow text within console.log, and then the number, as you can see, it's not surrounded by any single or double quotes uh, in the console.log, and then within parentheses. And don't forget your semicolon at the end. Otherwise, there will be no output and you will get an error. In the example above, we first printed a string. Our string isn't just a single word. It includes both capital and lowercase letters, spaces, and punctuation. Next, we printed out the number 40. Notice we did not use quotes. Okay, so instructions. On line 1, log the string JavaScript to the console. Okay, so if you guys didn't know, you can use single or double quotes within JavaScript. Uh, they both work. I just like using um, double quotes. I think I find it more convenient um, for some reason. Oh, it says it failed. Oh, sorry. Uh, yeah, there's an uppercase S within JavaScript. That's why it failed. So let me just run it again. There you see. Good. Okay, on line 2, log the number 2011. So log the number 2011. So no quotation marks. Number 3. On line 3, print woohoo, I love to code. Hashtag Code Academy. I love to code. Hashtag Code Academy. Okay. Just want to make sure that the spelling is right. Otherwise, I'll get an error. I love to code. Yep. Okay. On line 4, print the number 20.49 to the console. Okay. And there's the output, as you can see. Right. Next. So arithmetic arithmetic operators. Basic arithmetic often comes in handy when programming. An operator is a character that performs a task in our code. JavaScript has several built-in arithmetic operators that allow us to perform mathematical calculations on numbers. These include the following operators and their corresponding symbols: add, subtract, multiply, which is asterisk, divide, forward slash, remainder, mode. So the first four work how you might guess. Console.log 3 plus 4, 5 minus 1, 4 multiplied by 2, and 9 divided by 3. Note that when we console.log, the computer will evaluate the expression inside the parentheses and print that result to the console. If we wanted to print the characters 3 plus 4, we would wrap them in quotes and print them as a string. The remainder operator, sometimes called modulo, returns the number that remains after the right-hand number divides into the left-hand number as many times as it evenly can. 11 mode 3 equals 2 because 3 fits into 11 three times, leaving 2 as the remainder. So inside of console.log, add 3.5 to your age. This is the age you'll be when we start sending people to live on Mars. So console.log, I'm going to just take my age and add 3.5. Okay. Next, line 2, number 2. On a new line, write another console.log inside the parentheses. Take the current year and subtract 1969. So console.log, current year is 2022. We're going to subtract 1969. Okay. The answer is how many years it's been since 1969 moon landing. Okay, so create another console.log inside the parentheses. Divide 65 by 240. Okay, number 4. Create one last console.log inside the parentheses. Multiply 0.2708 by 100. That's the percent of the sun. That's the percent of the sun that is made up of helium. Assuming we could stand on the sun, we'd all sound like chipmunks. Multiply asterisks, right? And the answer is 27.08.